What if there was a book that had an alternate look to the Death Note franchise, to the whole Death Note universe, and was based off the action movies? This is where Death Note L Changes the World comes in. It's basically a manga based off the Death Note franchise, but a whole different look into the Death Note franchise. And I decided, as a reader of manga, a new recent reader of manga, why don't I do some justice to this book and do a review on it, because I really did enjoy this book a lot, and I didn't want to do a top video because I don't think a top video would do this book any justice. A full-fledged review would be a lot better than doing a top video, since those are sort of getting boring really, and I'm not having fun doing them. I mean, I love doing them for you guys to watch and comment and tell me your favorite things about the video and everything, but then it's just, why don't I do something new? Because I really want to have new series on the channel to make it much more interactive, much more interesting. You know why? Because why not, right? Reviews are a thing that I will basically be doing once I get my webcam. I'll be doing face cam reviews and everything, but not this video, sadly. I will not be doing a face cam review of this, but maybe for the next manga, the next Death Note manga, maybe I will be doing it. Who knows? So the rating system will be not from a 1 to 10 or a number rating system. It will be basically a recommended, you should definitely buy it, and a you shouldn't buy it. So basically, like, not numbers, but instead an actual recommendation. So without any further ado or waste of time, ladies, gentlemen, and folks of all kinds, let's just start, shall we? Released on October 29th, 2009, this manga is a spin-off series, the Death Note franchise. So it's basically a spin-off series of the manga and the anime. So it's basically, this manga talks about, it's an altered look to Death Note. So basically it isn't canon to the actual anime, but it is recommended that you do watch the anime, or if you already know about the ending of the anime, so watch the anime in its entirety. And then this book will basically, it does have a little bit of spoilers about the anime in the book, but it is safe if you want to read them. If you read the manga for Death Note, you can proceed to read this book, of course. So this book is basically based off the live action movie, the third one specifically. They did do a couple changes where Nier is Nier himself, not the Thai boy found in the mountains. If you've seen the action movie, you will know what I'm talking about, but you have not. Also, you don't need to watch the action movie specifically. I didn't watch the action movie and I knew what was going on perfectly fine. So basically, the synopsis of this anime, or summary of this anime, basically, L. Lewitt, the detective, the world famous renowned detective, is given 23 days to live, since he wrote his own name in the Death Note for reasons which I will not explain. So basically, his last case in this book, he has to stop the bioterrorism team known as Blue Ship and their leaders in order to save the world, obviously, because then you don't want the world to die, right? So basically, he's given this mission to stop them, and he has to basically escort this girl Maki to safety because she is a really vital case, and her father, Kimiko Hikatu, is an immunologist, I believe, people who can deal with viruses which they're going to spread. And basically, the beginning of this book, it basically talks about an FBI exclusive file, classified file, which will make biohazard weapons, which the US was making weapons secretly so that they could basically stop wars if they needed to. But they didn't want to explain to the people, oh look, we're making weapons, when we said we weren't making weapons. Like, why would you want to do that? You want to guarantee people's safety, right? But then people don't like the means of violence. So like, well, not really. We're making underground in the secret. So basically, the reason like this book overall lasts a plot, basically trying to stop them and trying to stop the bioterrorism Blue Ship with the FBI agent Surugita. That's how you pronounce his name. I'm not specifically sure how to pronounce his name, Surugita, whatever. So basically, they're all trying to stop Light. Doesn't really make that much of an appearance. Light Yagami or Kira makes that appearance maybe at the end. Maybe doesn't make that much of an appearance, and obviously other characters from the franchise do. So at the beginning of this book, we talk about the whole FBI weapon case. Basically, Surugita was a replacement for Naomi whatever, and her husband, since they were getting married and everything. They're like, we'll leave the case to you and everything. So the reason I like this book a lot is just because of how much like it humanizes L. Like, we obviously know L as a detective who seems like he doesn't care for people, just loves murder cases a lot and just wants to get the case over with. But with Maki, the little girl, it's just like how much of a human he became. Like, if you definitely read this book, you'll see how much he just jokes around and everything with her at times just to make her calm and everything. And it's just amazing, like, how much of a human Elle is, and how truly even he, as a detective, has feelings. In the last final few days of the book, I was definitely just felt so bad for Elle and everything, like, and definitely how much he had to contain his feelings, because obviously when you're a detective, you cannot show your feelings or any source of feelings, otherwise you're going to be known as weak. So, and basically talk about how Elle also got his names, how he had to do a detective battle in order to take all of the other detectives' names and everything. So overall, it's just how humanizing you make Elle, it's how much they make Elle a human, how much more interesting is to see how much techniques he has to use to stop them, how much like the blue ship is willing to go through to stop them, to spread through the means of viruses. And one of the characters, Cujo, is really an interesting, fascinating character. We definitely do get to know about her past and how she was part of the Whammy house, and how like she grew up and how her parents died, and why she's doing this, why she like just involved in everything. Like, we definitely get to know the characters a bit more. And this book is mainly about Elle, which is hence the title Elle's Changed the World, which is basically why I like this book, because Elle is personally one of my favorite characters in Deathnote, by far, and my favorite anime character in general. It's just when you read the book, you definitely do get to know a bit about Elle and his past as well. You definitely get to see it, and how Elle lost everybody he loved, and how that he definitely just has to like avenge them in a way, just try to get everyone back and try to save the world for the one last time. Basically, it's like, you can't, obviously as a detective, justice is everything to him, and I can definitely understand why justice is to him after reading this book. See, this book, if you don't like Elle, I get that why you won't buy this book, but then if you do like Elle and you really want to get this book, I definitely recommend this book for sure, ladies and gentlemen. So an overall score, if I were to give this an overall score, I'm not really going to do overall scores on the channel and everything, so I'd give this book a recommended. Yes, a really short review, yes, I know, but then it's just nothing else I could say about this book. But then it's really a really fantastic read. It's more interesting how Elle uses techniques and everything to obviously be one step ahead of his opponent, and how much like he's willing to stop the bad guys and serve justice and everything. So this book is really good in a way to make Elle seem more human, where he has more feelings and everything. I give this book definitely a recommended. You definitely have to buy this book and read it. It's only 188 pages. It costs around, I believe, it costs $17.99 on the US, $21 in Canada, and £12 in the UK. Written by M, as is in the book, so he decided not to say his real name, which I definitely did like. I definitely did laugh, because like obviously he didn't want to reveal his name, but the book was written in Japanese, so it's translated by Takima Hinida. And anything else, any factor I'd like to say about this book, other than the fact that it's so, I've said this, I don't know, 4 times, probably I haven't, sorry about that, but this book is a really good read. Definitely, if I were to say Another Note and this book was my favorite, I definitely have to say this is really a good read, but it's not my favorite per se out of the two. Because Another Note, well, I'll be talking about more Another Note in the video, but let's just say it has more detail and more information. This book has detail, but it has a lot of little funny little moments that you'll definitely laugh to, and moments that you'll definitely be surprised and sort of sad about too, but not really sad. You'll be mostly happy when reading this book, but then it's just how justice is served in this book definitely just made me love this book a lot. So I definitely give a recommended to buy it as soon as possible. So if you're going to a bookstore and you see this book, please do me a favor and pick it up. And if you actually do buy this book by any chance, if you want to, tweet me a picture of it. I would definitely love to see you guys owning this book and definitely have a good time with it at my Twitter at PlasmaRPG. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed the review. I'm sorry if I sound so unprofessional. This is my first review and I'm still trying to try to learn this thing. So ladies and gentlemen, my name is PlasmaRPG and I will see you guys later. Deuces.